Genesis 1-2 paints a picture we often miss. Before the mountains, the earth was formless, covered in darkness. But this is where God works first. Before Biardi, he enters the broken. Before order, he steps into the disorder. Before creation takes shape, he moves in the shapeless places. Maybe that's why your life feels messy in some areas. Maybe that's why things feel unformed, unfinished, unresolved. Genesis 1:2 whispers this truth. God starts his greatest work in the places that look like nothing. If your life feels empty, if your future feels unclear, if your heart feels unfinished, you are exactly where creation began, and exactly where God begins again. Genesis 1-2 tells us, darkness covered everything. No light, no shape, no sound. Yet darkness was not the enemy, it was the stage. The stage God chose to begin creation. Sometimes, the darkness in your life feels final. The silence feels like abandonment. The emptiness feels like failure. But Genesis shows something different. Darkness is not God's absence. It is his preparation. The deepest night always comes before the first dawn. The greatest silence comes before God speaks the loudest word. So if your world feels dim, if you're walking through a season with no clarity, don't they run from Italiano. God creates masterpieces out of places that seem hopeless. The world began in darkness and still became beautiful. So will you. While the world was dark, empty, formless. Genesis 1:2 says the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters, hovering quietly, gently, intentionally. Before anything existed, God was already there. This teaches something powerful. You may not see progress, but God is already moving. When the future feels still, he's sobering. When the heart feels numb, he's sobering. When everything feels stuck, he's overing. The Spirit of God does not wait for brightness to appear. He moves in the dark. Maybe you haven't heard God speak yet. Maybe you haven't seen anything change. But Genesis reminds you, God moves before he speaks. He prepares before he reveals. He hovers before he creates. What looks silent is sacred. What looks still is being shaped. What looks empty is about to be filled.